How's it going, everybody? Adrian here from the Gaming Observer, and I wanted to do a quick little update here because we're going to talk about a couple of things. As you can tell by the title of this video, we're celebrating first and foremost 1 million plays of the Gaming Observer daily news updates. That's just an absolutely incredible personal milestone, let alone actual milestone for the podcast itself. I started this show in the middle of 2018, and the consistent support ever since then has been incredibly humbling, and I'm extremely thankful for all of you who have supported the show in that time. So 1 million plays, that's nothing to sneeze at. Just to put things into perspective, this is a show that I make every single day, so that really translates to about a couple of thousand people listening every single day for a couple of years. For other podcasts, it's an indication of like, hey, we got like 50,000 people that are listening every single week. For me, it's a couple thousand people that are staying with me every day, right? But anyway, nonetheless, right? It's a number I'm very happy with, and I want to thank you seriously. Whether you're a longtime listener who has been around since 2018, 2019, beginning of 2020, or if you're a new listener, if you just picked it up from Christmas or from last year or any time or anything like that, I'm really, really thankful that you're around, and I'm glad that I can bring you something that is worth sticking around for. So, yeah, seriously, thank you so much. And kind of on that note, we're in a new year now. We're in 2021, and that's hopefully going to mean a lot of exciting things. I hope. 2020 was obviously quite a landmark year for a lot of us, right? Regardless of the pandemic. I mean, because of the pandemic, we learned a lot of things about ourselves. We get some ups and we get some downs, and hopefully more ups than downs. But nonetheless, for the Gaming Observer, it really was a tremendous high. Numbers in terms of growth, actually, it wasn't that tremendous. In fact, I believe it got stunted, but that's not really what I care about, because what really happened in 2020 was, for the TGO, was listener engagement. We had more people interacting in the Discord than ever. Well, actually, I opened it to the public in 2020. We had more listener interaction through, the mailbag and through people reaching out on Twitter or whatever it is, emailing me. So for any of you who are listeners, and whether you're a part of the community and you're around all the time, or you just reached out to me once, just a huge thank you for doing that, because hearing from you directly is such a huge thing for me. It's really, really helpful. So that was like the major thing of 2020, opening up the Discord, hearing from people. We had a newsletter start, which was really fun. If you go to thegamingobserver.com/newsletter, it's basically my script for the daily updates, except I send it to you in an email. So if you miss the podcast, then you can read it, or if you just prefer reading, then you can read it. That was a really awesome development to come out, and we have quite a few people reading that every single day. So I'm hoping that's going to expand through 2021. And, just personally, I think that 2020 was, I don't know, it was an interesting year for me. We went from the beginning of the pandemic, where we were all trying to adapt, we were all trying to figure it out. And at least through it all, I had some kind of consistency with this show. I had some kind of routine. Through the summer, I had that as well. Once school ended, this was kind of the main thing that I focused on. I got a job in August, so I've had a lot of focus on that over the past 6 months or so, and that's been going tremendously well. I've been working part-time there. And then school started again in September, and especially if you've been listening to the show in the last couple of months, I got extremely busy. There was so much going on with school, then adding work on top of that, then adding the newsletter on top of that, which came in the latter half of 2020, which, kind of adds quite a bit more work to my end-of-day routine with making the show. A lot was happening in 2020, and I don't anticipate that a lot happening changing. It's going to be very busy for me in the first couple of months of 2021, finishing up my school term and all of that. But again, through all of that, thank you for your support. Thank you for being there for me. I've had my ups and downs, as mentioned, and hopefully we're going to be able to maintain that momentum going forward. Looking at 2021, it's a bit of a weird one, because my gut instinct is, well, not my gut instinct. What's going to happen is I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Like I said, we've been doing this for a while. There's no plans on stopping. And I hope that it's just gonna keep going as it does, right? Newsletter, main show. We did TGO Radio all through 2020, which was a lot of fun. Me and my co-host Kato Sepp, we did 60-minute show every single week. That's hopefully going to continue, but it may not be every single week. It may just be when we can do it, because we're both getting busy. He's having a child in March. It's there's stuff going on, so hopefully that's going to keep going. And then the other big thing of 2021 is, hey, we're going to try and monetize this sucker. So, a lot of people have been asking about how they can contribute to the show. I used to have a Patreon. I shut it down because I felt like it wasn't serving a good purpose at that point in time. But I'm going to graduate in April, and that means that I need, I do have a part-time job, but it's not necessarily, a 10-year career or anything like that. I do need some kind of as much as I can diversify my income, I should say, is probably the best option for me. So I'm definitely going to be looking at trying to crowdfund to the Gaming Observer somewhere in the middle of 2021, maybe around April or May. So if that's something you're interested in, please do keep an ear out. There's going to be probably like a base tier where you're just like giving me a cup of coffee every month. And then above that, there's going to be tiers where you can get something back in return. Maybe you're hopping on a Zoom call with me every month or something like that. So I'm going to be exploring that and working on that as time goes on. But that's obviously going to be kind of what I'm really focusing on in at least the early half of 2021. And then if it goes successfully after the Patreon campaign or whatever it ends up being, if that goes well, then obviously that's just going to be my focus for the rest of 2021, is making sure that stays consistent, that works out, and then and that I can maintain that for years to come. If that doesn't work out, which is fine, I'm honestly kind of not expecting it to work out. I think it's going to end up looking more like a minor income that can cover the costs of the Gaming Observer and hopefully, offset some of the like I said, the costs of maintaining the show. But nonetheless, if it doesn't work out, I do have another job, and we're going to look into, okay, what else can I do, right? Where else can I diversify what I'm doing? And ultimately hopefully have some fun with that. So, I think that's it. Thank you for, like I said, again, I've been saying it constantly, but I really cannot thank you enough for being here, for contributing, for helping me in this journey. I'm really excited to see how this all turns out. And hey, like I said, if this doesn't work out, if for some reason we have to end this thing next year or whatever it is, you never know how life turns out, right? Everybody has a plan, and then coronavirus comes around. Regardless of how this turns out, it's all been worth it. It's all been so gratifying, and I'm really happy to have gone through this experience and had the privilege of being able to talk to thousands of people every single day about video games. It's seriously, it's been my honor to be able to do that. So, thank you once again. Thank you for everything, and until next time, happy gaming, everyone.